Good morning, guys. I've seen about 15, 14 votes, but then when we actually turn out, we are only eight of us here, including me. There are nine, I think. No, including me, there are only eight. Okay, fine. So anyway, let's begin our usual analysis starting from monthly. If you guys remember the first week of October this month when we started discussing, we sort of started with the understanding that this October candle will cover this entire week. Now there is 8 to 9 trading sessions more. There are 8 to 9 trading sessions more for this month, and it has already surpassed this. Now, for this to continue, there should not be a rejection from here. It should eventually test this and close this particular month in this box that I have drawn. This particular box starting from 25,870 to 26,300. If this October month candle closes in between this box, then we are pretty much sure that from November onwards, we'll see a rally beyond the all-time high that we made on September last year. But contrary to that, let's say this particular monthly candle tests this level, which is 25,940 to 26,000, and then takes a good rejection and ends up coming back to 25,200 levels and closes here. Then we will again go into consolidation for a couple of months before we eventually break out. So that is what is looking like monthly. We'll discuss again the what November candle will look like in the first week of November. But for the time being, what I say is the next 8 to 9 trading session will be trying to trade in this zone only. It will not be with reversing or it will not be breaking out because it has run up so quickly for the last 6, 7 trading sessions. Now it requires times to digest this particular up move. So the next 8 days, I am expecting trade to be within this zone. If now we come to weekly, so this was the upper trend line that I was referring to in our daily messages, which it has broken decisively and closed above it. Now it has also closed above the recent swing high of 25,624. Now after this, on weekly time frame, there is no resistance as such. We should be testing these levels very soon, 26,000 to 26,100. And GIFT Nifty after Reliance and HDFC results over the weekend is very bullish right now. It's showing about 113 points gap up, and that too, that 113 points that it is showing is excluding the results HDFC gave out. I think HDFC gave out yesterday, so GIFT Nifty was closed by then. Considering that also, we should be opening somewhere with a gap here. Now that is a problem. Whenever we are going up, if it is a gap, that gap is always tried to, the gap is, I mean, more or less gets covered before eventually starting again. So let's say if we open somewhere here in this zone, 25,800 to 900, we go to daily, we can see this. Now, you see this gap is sort of between 25,800 and 25,658. Now this is already covered by this. So this gap is negated. Now the next daily resistance that we see is only this level, 26,067. So probably if we open gap up, the initial fervor that we saw of continuous relentless up move might take it to these levels before we consolidate here for a day or two and then eventually close the gap and then go up. So after gap up on Monday, I would say don't chase the gap, let it go as much as it wants. The moment it gives us a reversal signal or it consolidates for an hour or so before eventually breaking that consolidation, we will trade again on the long side. But after opening without covering this gap, if it is going up, we'll not trade because that will be chasing. It will not be a proper capture. Now, hourly again, it's the same thing. There is no retracement from these levels. This is all sideways consolidation and it has gone up. So there is a retracement pending, at least 25-30%. So from 24,600 to 25,800, 1,200 points non-stop. And the recent move started from 25,000 and it has ended up all the way till 25,800. So about 800 points non-stop. And after Monday's gap up, it will be probably 1,000 points non-stop. So it requires a breather before it eventually continues on the upside. That is what I see on Nifty. Bank Nifty already has broken all-time high. So Bank Nifty is in uncharted territory. It can go wherever it wishes to do. Now with HDFC Bank results being so good, I don't think this is going to open such a small gap like Nifty. It is going to open a big gap, let's say somewhere close to 200-300 points here. After this, again, since it is an uncharted territory and it has rallied non-stop from 54,400 to 58,000 now, 3,600 points, it might decide to take a pause or it might turn back and then give up some of its recent gains before eventually breaking out. So Monday we'll look for a decent trade. We'll not jump into a trade after opening gap up. That is the gist that I'm trying to say. And as far as the weekly candle goes for the upcoming week of Nifty, I think it will be a small doji kind of a candle after such a big gap up with legs on both sides. The initial leg will be because of all the shorts that are still there in the system, which will be covered now. And once the shorts are taken out, then it will probably consolidate and fill up the gap. Now, I have not seen what the data was on Friday. Let's see the data. If we see. Okay, so FIS again covered 20,000. So 20,000 covering on Thursday, 20,000 covering on Friday. So about 40,000 lots of covering has made Nifty run from. So 40,000 lots of covering has pushed Nifty by almost 350 points. Now they still have about 1.43 lakhs of shorts left. I think with good Reliance and HDFC results, this short covering will happen. So, but the thing is, FIs will not cover right at the gap up opening. They will either cause a intraday dip where they will start again covering to push it up, or they will actually bring the market down increasing shorts, which is a very difficult probability. So the only logical option where I say is after opening, they might push down a bit near to previous day high or previous day close, and then from there on they will again pick it up. That is there. So if you see index options, nothing much. They have held to their positions. So they have covered their shorts, exited their stock longs. Index options, no change. And stocks, they have bought very recently. I mean, very minutely. And even DIS didn't buy much. So the entire move that we saw on Friday, is purely because of short covering. No actual buying. I mean, Thursday's buying was pretty good from DI, about 4,000 crore, but Friday is decent enough buying. So the actual move is because of short covering. Now on Monday, we'll have to see if there is any further on buying by FII or DI, or if it is just the short covering move that we are seeing. That is one. Bank Nifty, as we discussed, it's in a full no move zone. We cannot predict now. It's like intraday pattern, how it is behaving. We'll have to trade based on the intraday patterns. Nothing, no prediction based on charts. Crypto is anybody doing? Because I have stopped doing crypto. So do you want me to go through crypto or we'll just skip and go to gold and all that?
Yes, just for short brief.
So you want me to go through crypto or no?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I want it.
Uh, So crypto, this zone, if you see, it has clearly broken down this zone, Bitcoin. This was being held for quite some time and it is broken now. So Monday onwards, I see continuation to these levels at least 100,000. And I am not seeing it stopping here. Probably it might bounce a little bit here, sustain a little bit, and then eventually go and test these levels, 80, 84,000, before moving up again. So,
And that will be a good buy for long term, right?
yes,
76,000.
yes. Any buy near these zones is good for long term
Okay.
because it has decent sort of consolidation and supports here. And
So when can we go short for a swing?
short for a swing, Monday, as soon as this level is taken out, go to short. As soon as 105,000 is broken, you can short.
Yeah, okay.
That is the do or die level. Yeah, it is trying to close below these two closings. We'll see how it closes today, but I don't think it will close above these two closings. So as soon as the closing is near about here and 105,000 is taken out, we can easily short till these levels for a week. But the
Mm.
problem is in cryptos, as you might have seen, retracements are also very large. I mean, it's not like Nifty or Bank Nifty where it falls 500 points and retraces about 150, 200. In crypto, if it falls 500, it will retrace 350, 400. So
Yeah, correct.
you cannot trail. I mean, once you get some sort of targets, you book half and then trail the other half. At least you will lock 50% of your profits. Ethereum is a slightly different structure. Bitcoin is clear bearish. Ethereum, if you see, it is still trading within the previous big collapse.
Hmm.
So the ideal short candidate as of now is Bitcoin because Ethereum has this probability of like again making a green positive candle like this before falling down. Same thing with Sol. I mean, both are forming an inside candle. As long as the inside candle low is not taken out, we cannot short. Not possible. Bitcoin is a bit different. Coming
So
to
do you track BNB as well? Because that after a strong run up looking weak as well.
BNB, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, BNB is a pure full-on short, no doubt. Its closing is also good. Is this the correct thing that I am saying, Atul, or is it a different?
This is market cap. This is not correct thing.
For BNB USD, yeah.
Second one, second one. Second one is correct. Yeah, this is correct.
This one? Ah.
Yeah, this is correct.
So this is a pure bullish momentum. But the thing is, it will probably try to go till here. Any retracement up to 1164 can be shorted.
Hmm.
It will probably try to make a wick and then go down again and test this level 930, 940.
And can you please give me the logic as well? Why do you think that 1164 it will go before a big fall?
So I'll come to daily. Probably it will be very easy visible there. I say this M pattern. When I say 1164 is these levels because it had a proper sort of a support which it took at these levels and then eventually
Mm-hmm.
fall down. But the support is not that pronounced. So if this is actually a strong resistance and people want to take it a bit more down, they will hit the stop losses that might be closer to this support and then take it down. If it is not hitting stop losses and taking it down, then you are open for a very violent retracement.
Mm.
Because most of the people who might have shorted here or who might have made fresh shots here, they will not cover as long as they don't see a reversal. Right now, there is no reversal as such. It is continuing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want liquidation to happen so violently that it takes down all this, then there should be a hope of a buy, and then only you liquidate those buyers to get a sharp down move. So
Okay, got it. Thanks.
if these levels are taken out, then the fresh shots that might have come in here will have stop losses here. They will be taken out. And then since this level is taken out, all the buyers would think like it will again go up and will start buying. Then is the perfect time. No shorts, take out buyers, liquidate here, get a big move. Usually that is how the markets move. Crypto, you'll have
Mm.
those defined strategies and setups all the time. Gold, first sign of reversal and a decent reversal. We'll have to see whether this will continue or not. Purely on one candle, we cannot decide if it has reversed or not. Not possible. We'll have to wait for a further follow on. Same thing is with silver. Silver, at least there is a big engulfing. It has engulfed like two candles. So silver is a decent reversal, but gold, it has not even engulfed the previous candle. So if at all you guys need to try your luck, try shorting silver here, but not gold.
नीचे आएगा भी तो it will be buy and
Yeah, because silver is on such a relentless rally. But आप मतलब the place where you can buy is somewhere close to. It has already tested 23%. So if it does not hold this, the next obvious buy is at this point, 47.4, which is a decent sort of a correction. 51 to 47 is about 10% correction.
yeah and gold में भी मतलब भी
Gold,
होंगी
gold,
तो
gold has not yet reversed, so I will not be comfortable shorting it here. Gold is just what I would say, just the red candle. That's it. No reversal as such. Gold you can try to buy from here only for the time being, 4128, because it is so strong an up move. It will for sure bounce from 23% level and then probably make a double top and then fall. But right now, I don't see it falling like this. I don't see it falling like this. No, not possible. So either what will happen is it will come here, sort of 2 day, 2 to 3 days stay here, go top and then fall, or if that is not happening, and this correction is a solid one, then like this it will do and then come up. But if you want to short between precious metals, silver is the candidate, not gold. Gold, the reversal pattern is not yet pronounced. Silver, the reversal pattern is very much pronounced. Whenever you see such a big engulfing candle after a big move, you will have definitely 3 to 4% correction more. So as soon as the silver break the previous day's low, you can easily take to trade till this 38% sort of a level. So where are you guys trading silver and gold? MCX, huh?
No, I'm just asking for the study. मैं gold में करता ही नहीं.
Okay, okay. So this is it from me for the time being.
I think others में भी यही करते हैं शायद वो कौन सा वो फॉरेन का ब्रोकर है
XNS.
एक्सएनएस हाँ उसमें ही करते हैं शायद मोस्टली मैंने लोगों को
Yeah. XNS is a good broker. And if some of you guys are trying, I mean, following Nasdaq, then do follow this. Crazy moves, huh? Every day it gives you about 50 to 60 points easily. Nothing risky, no such thing. This has been good, Nasdaq. It gives you that feeling of previous Bank Nifty type of environment. Okay, so that's it from me for the upcoming week and month. If you guys have any doubts, we'll take them now. Before that, like, how was the last trading week for you guys? I mean, profitable, neutral, loss. How has it been for the last 1 2 weeks?
Last day was profitable for me.
Last
Before
day or
that,
last week?
last day,
How about the week? It was good week, right? Last week.
it was kind of break even for me because when it went down, I
Uh-huh.
covered everything in loss, and then when it went up, I was doing nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So when you say when it went down, you meant this expiry,
Yeah,
real
yeah, this
expiry?
one, yeah, this one.
Hmm.
So when it was going down, were you expecting a like sudden move like this?
No, I was not. I didn't trade on this day because it was
Uh,
against the trend, open gap up,
no,
and
no. So I am mostly doing spreads only. So I covered the spread because it went down very suddenly. So
okay.
after that,
I
I went opened any spread. Also.
okay. I caught most of the move in this last week.
Okay. So
Uh,
the three white lines are CPRs. What are the blue,
okay.
sorry, green lines and red lines?
So green is that same CPR resistance, and red
Hmm.
is CPR support.
So do we have these indicators on like TradingView, or this is your
No, no,
main indicator?
this is an trading view generic indicator, not nothing to do with.
Okay,
If
okay.
you search for
How
this
do you use
CPR,
that?
if you search for the CPR, you will get it. Let me see if I can share this. Is it possible to share this? No.
We will see. We'll see.
So it's
So how do you trade this based on CPR? This
so
one, so resistance and support.
I usually use CPR signals for exiting out of my trades, not entry. Entry is purely
Uh,
based on price action that I put it in the morning comment every day.
mm-hmm.
If entry is happening according to that particular comment only, I will enter. I will use CPR for exiting. Like let's say if any of the you see here, I
So on
exited this
Friday it opened
Friday.
gap down
Yeah.
and then it break the PDH and this day high as well. So how did you
No,
trade that?
Friday I entered here only. I didn't wait till PDS
Ah,
because Friday, if you see, my comment was any dip till 500 to 520 we can buy. But the initial
okay.
500 520 dip was so fast, I was not able to enter. It happened in the first 2 4 minutes only. But then once these two candles consolidated and broke out here, I took the trade here itself.
Okay. And
And
you haven't exited on this big red candle.
no, I didn't. I exited here because why? At CPI resistance, it made double top. Reason number one.
Mm-hmm.
And reason number two, if you see at this particular same time, if you see the call option chart, I'll show you. It clearly showed that there is a reversal coming. You see this M pattern.
Ah,
So
divergence.
yeah, so this high is much lower than this high. What we usually track with our indicator. So even although this high is more than the previous high, on CE chart the divergence was very dramatic. So it was a clear sign of reversal. So as soon as I saw this, I sort of somewhere exited at this particular point. So two confirmations for exit. One is double top. The second thing is the double top exactly on the resistance of CPR. And there is one more contributing factor, say of CE divergence. So many factors, and I thought, fine, we'll get out.
Did your indicator give the reversal signal here because there is a
No,
divergence?
it didn't. It didn't. My indicator is designed to give a reversal if it happens within 6 prior candles, but this is much before, right?
Hmm.
So since the divergence is not occurring in the previous 6 candles, it did not give the reversal.
Okay. And as I was asking in the group that how do you decide the level that you are putting in commentary? So just for starting, like, can you give any?
Okay. So there is this volume candle here, if you guys have seen. There is a volume profile which comes for free in uh, TradingView.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you put that volume, let's say if you put it for Thursday, oh, it is giving till this. Actually, it is not supposed to capture till here. One second. Don't extend right.
Maybe you can put it
You
on
see this?
Friday and rest the
Now you
level.
see this. This is the volume
Hmm.
profile on Thursday. I have just
Hmm.
put the indicator from Thursday opening to Thursday end, and it says the maximum point of concentration for that particular day was at 25,450.
Hmm.
Now, if at all these buyers are serious and they want to drag, it will not be allowed to come to this level. It will be allowed to
Hmm.
come near the previous low, which is somewhere close to here. Now, this is the zone where there was a decent sort of accumulation and broke out. And if you see the
Hmm.
zone, this is somewhere close to 25,500. And the same 25,500 level on OI charts also had significant amount of put interest, put writing there. So these three factors, I said 25,500 is the decent sort of a level to buy. 20 points up or down. That is why I defined a range between 25,500 to 25,520. Now it exactly came to that range. It made a low of about 25,508 and then bounced. Now you can again do the same thing for Friday also. Now let's say you apply this particular indicator for Friday. You see, maximum concentration of volume that happened on Friday's trading session is 25,706. So if after opening gap up somewhere close to 25, 820, 830 or 840, whenever the market will try to come to these zones, it will definitely bounce because that is where the maximum amount of buyers were there, this zone.
Hmm.
So my comment for tomorrow will be after opening gap up, if at all it comes to this zone and there is a formation of a bullish reversal, buy here. That is how I decide my levels. Now this varies. Like if it is a consolidation candle previous to this, then it will be a different comment. If it is a trending candle like this on the daily for time frame, it will be a different comment. That is how I decide those levels.
So only this volume profile you use.
That is
So basically,
one such
I will
indicator.
now
One
I will
one such
now like read your commentary and try to do analysis myself. So I was
yes.
asking. So how?
Yes. So volume indicator is one such. The second thing
Hmm.
is you'll have to judge the basic undertone of the market. Right now it is bullish. So all my
Hmm.
trades that I put on comments will be towards the bullish
Bullish
side
side.
only, unless and until there is either a consolidation for a day or two, or there is a reversal on daily time frame like bearish engulfing or shooting star or something like that. Unless and until we don't see anything on daily time frame, there is no point discussing about short trades because in such a stretch of a long bull run, if at all market is suddenly coming down, it is to remove weak shorts. It is not to reverse so quickly. Reversal happens only if there is a solid formation on daily time frame, at least hourly time frame, double top on hourly or engulfing on daily. Then only you can go for a reversal. See this here. We can see it on every swing. Like if you see this swing, this was a bearish engulfing. Clear reversal, bearish engulfing. Now here if you see the swing, shooting star and then engulfing again. Clear reversal pattern. As long as there is no such pattern like this, I don't usually change my trend. Even if it takes a stop loss in the trend direction, that is okay for me. but I will not go against the trend unless and until there is a proper confirmation on daily time frame.
So the candle you were saying just before. So
This one?
like I am mostly doing spreads now. So after the second candle, can I enter bear something like bear put
Yes,
because
yes,
there is a confirmation there?
yes.
Okay.
This is one.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, sir. Yeah. So that was all from my side.
No problem. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the open interest we have discussed in the Telegram,
Yeah.
वो जो आपने बोला ना कि मतलब कि ये जो डेटा है earlier it used to be a seller's point of view से अगर
Yes.
देखते थे हम लोग.
Yes. So now, before we get into option chain, we'll discuss on this overall summary. If you see, FIS are buyers in both calls and puts. Now, we'll still assume that FIS are market movers, not DIS, not retail. That we agree on, right? FIS are the market movers. So if we agree to this particular point that FIS are market movers and they are predominantly buying options with a view to hedge themselves or expect the market movements, then we will think that the option chain, the volumes that are there are of buyers, not sellers. The same thing with props. Even prop fellow, if you see, they're still long puts instead of short puts. If they are so sure that market is going up and they can make money out of the market, out of trading options in this particular market, they would have either been long calls or short puts. But it is the reverse actually. They are short calls and long puts. So market
तो
makers are saying something else, and we retailers are doing something else. We are both short put, short call. We are short put. That is how we think, right? We primarily try to make money out of options. So in that case, this makes sense because we are following market trend. These guys, they have complex strategies, and most of the time, those strategies involve buying options for them after those recent SEBI changes. So when you see an option chain, now this is the option chain for 20th October. The 25,500 maximum put OI. This is definitely dominated by sellers, right? Because it is so away from the strike price. It is, I mean, foolish to assume that this OI is dominated by buyers. It is purely by dominated by sellers because they want to capture this 22 odd rupees premium. Now, this is happening at a time when the market is going up. So these are all those passive sellers. No, this is not dominated by buyer. Domination by buyers will happen whenever the market goes sideways and the VIX is not increasing. That I will tell you the next time when the market actually enters into that phase.
नहीं अभी आपने डिफरेंशिएट कैसे किया कि 21 पॉइंट जो 21 का जो प्रीमियम है उसमें
So
सेलर्स है नॉट
any
बायर्स.
time when the OI on an option chain is concentrated in and around ATM strikes, it is usually dominated by buyers. Any time the OI is concentrated far away from ATM strikes, it is dominated by sellers. Simple.
ओके ओके. एक बार वो एनालाइज में आप ओपन इंटरेस्ट का चार्ट ओपन करेंगे सर. एनालाइज में जो ओपन
And
इंटरेस्ट
sir, what do you deduce from this that it's from buyers or it's from sellers?
So one second. If you see this option again, now we are seeing that this is dominated by sellers. So for the
Mhm.
coming expiry, 20th expiry, this is the defend range from 26,000 to 25,500. Only if it breaks either of this level decisively, then only we'll go for positional. Otherwise, we'll just sort of scalp as long as it is in this one. That is my inference from options.
Okay. Okay.
सो इफ इट ब्रेक्स तो आप उस पे स्कैल्प मारते हो.
Yes.
ओके. दैट इन टर्म्स ऑफ ऑप्शन बाइंग और मतलब कि
मेरा तो वो स्प्रेड होता है. I mean, I sell call and then I buy deep OTM call. वो मेरा नॉर्मल वैसे स्टाइल है मेरा. स्कैल्प में भी मैं ऐसे यूज करता हूँ. I use the same sort of a technique.
ओके. तो मतलब वो जो एनालाइज में जो ये है ना, मतलब आप एक बार ओपन इंटरेस्ट ओपन कर लो
This one?
ना एंड उसमें सेकंड ओआई चाहिए ओपन इंटरेस्ट का लेफ्ट साइड में निफ्टी के ऊपर. हाँ,
Okay.
तो ये ओपन इंटरेस्ट का है. तो मुझे क्या दिख रहा है कि अभी थोड़ा सा ना कॉल साइड पे ज्यादा सेलर्स बैठे हुए ऐसे दिख रहा है. दिस शोज दैट.
No, this had an change one also. Where is that change? This show OI change.
फर्स्ट हाँ ये कोई
So
भी मतलब
if
वो
you see
टाइम के
this
हिसाब
OI,
से होता है ना.
if you see this OI change, all this call writing did not happen the last couple of days. It happened much before. In fact, in the last on as per Friday, they have sort of reduced call rating.
ओके सो दैट मीन्स दे आर फ्राइटेंड कि हाँ अभी ऊपर जा सकता है हम लोगों को नुकसान हो सकता है तो दैट्स व्हाई दे आर रनिंग अवे.
Yes, yes,
So these are the call मतलब call sellers right, not
yes.
option call
Not
buyers.
buyers. But whenever there is a
तो आपने
long-standing open interest on any strike price, it is sellers. Buyers will very rarely take this sort of.
okay, okay.
So you're watching
मैं
last 1 hour. So
Where is that parameter 1 hour?
just like that,
This one, na?
9:15 to 7:30. Yeah.
वो
Yeah. Now it's
दिखाता है वन
increasing.
आवर का पूरे डे
Now
का ही
it has
रहता है वो.
increased. It has increased the last. On Friday, call open interest has increased, so it is a clear sign 26,000 is not going to break.
ये नेक्स्ट एक्सपायरी तक तो होगा नहीं तो
नहीं
दिस
होगा.
इज लाइक.
Yes, if you see till 28th also, till 28th, again 28th also, it has increased. Now we'll have to see how this change is happening after Monday's first hour of trade, because Monday first hour it is going to gap up. In the first hour of trade, if this OI starts to reduce, then it will not hold. It will eventually break.
पड़ा था ना बिकॉज दिस मच ओएस मतलब ऑन कॉल साइड ना तो मुझे ऐसे बोला गया था कि अगर तुम लोग अभी जैसे 25,700 पे है मार्केट
Hmm.
तो उसको ब्रेक करने के लिए ये सारे कॉल सेलर्स को भगाना पड़ेगा. तो
Yes.
अगर एक को भी भगा लिया तो आगे वाला भी हडल है उसके आगे
Yes.
वाला भी
But
है.
वही है ना सर, अगर ये कॉल सेलर्स हम जैसे रिटेल है तो हम भगाना आसान है. If the call sellers are
ये ये
props and FIS, for them to make them close their positions, it is very difficult.
तो वही मतलब
So,
डिफरेंशिएट
so
करना है
purely
कि
based on this, वो trading वाला दिन गया. That is what I am trying to say. This can be your secondary or tertiary condition. It cannot be your primary condition. That is all I am trying
ये
to say.
ऑब्वियसली
Yeah.
नहीं मैं कैसे मतलब ये कैसे ये करता हूँ अगर इन केस अगर किसी सपोर्ट या रेजिस्टेंस के पास आए तो मैं देखता हूँ कि अगर ये ओए में चेंज हो रहा है कि नहीं भाई कॉल कॉल सेलर्स भाग रहे हैं तो
Hmm.
इट कैन ब्रेक द रेजिस्टेंस.
Yes.
तो ये कंफर्मेशन के लिए बस ये होता है.
Yes. 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 For that particular purpose, तो बढ़िया है.
ये वही तो थोड़ा कंफ्यूज था कि कॉल सेलर्स का डेटा है कॉल बायर्स का डेटा है वही.
So this data is like, as I have said, I mean, it is made when a contract is executed between both buyer and seller. Only seller cannot make this data and only buyer cannot make this data. The ultimate deciding factor is who among the buyer or seller is the strongest party.
मतलब कि वो एफआईएस है या अपन लीगल
Exactly.
है.
Exactly. Buyers और sellers में कौन ज्यादा strong है वो decide करता है कि कौन भागने वाला है.
ये
If you see this chart like 3-4 years before, when SEBI margin was not that huge and selling was very easy, ये हमेशा 9 out of 10 times FIS हमेशा sellers ही होते थे.
तो
अभी उल्टा हो गया है 1-2 साल से.
और ये जो आपने मतलब प्रोफेशनल वाला जो डेटा बोला है उसमें अभी जैसे आपने बोला कि एफआईआर आर कॉल बायर्स एंड पुट बायर्स राइट.
Yes, they are net buy,
यस
they are net buyers in both call and put. ये जो दिख रहा है नेट हुआ है.
में उन्होंने सेलर्स बने हैं.
हम्म.
तो थोड़ी मतलब ये नहीं हो रहा कि हम मतलब एफआईआर बाय कर रहे हैं तो सेल कर रहे हैं तो इट विल बी लाइक कंसोलिडेशन का फेज होगा
हाँ.
कि
Yes.
दोनों ही कंफ्यूज ये इसमें है
Yes.
ना.
Yes. Because after such a move, you cannot expect again another the 800,000 points move non-stop. Not possible. A week or two of consolidation is required. चार्ट भी तो वही बोल रहे हैं ना आपको. इतना स्ट्रेट मूव आने के बाद फिर से ऐसा 1,000 पॉइंट का मूव नॉट पॉसिबल.
एंड एक बार तो ये ट्रेंड लाइन को रिटेस्ट करने आएगा
हाँ, या तो
कि
ये ट्रेंड
जब
लाइन को
आपने
रिटेस्ट करने आएगा या फिर ये बॉक्स में टाइम पास करके जाएगा. दोनों में से कुछ.
ओके
And based on the results that we got of Reliance and HDFC over the weekend, I don't see it coming to this trend line. No, no. Probably it might consolidate here for a week or two and then go.
एंड एक गोल्ड के रिगार्डिंग ये था सर, व्हाट आर द कैटलिस्ट जो मतलब गोल्ड को इतना भगा रहे हैं आपके साथ?
The gold is running up because of RBI and China and Russia buying, nothing else. They are constantly buying. And this last move that has come about of gold, it's a short squeeze. ये जो भागा है ना, from this zone, it's went up non-stop. ये short squeeze है. Whoever was short, they have all been forced to cover. But all this slow and steady gradual move was constant buying. So if again gold drops to this level and it is not allowed to fall below this, that means there is buying coming again and it will again test this level.
तो
Simple ऐसे
वेट करना।
चार्ट में जब भी आपको ऐसे बड़े कैंडल्स दिखते हैं, it is not buying, it is short cover. And all this buying led to eventual short cover.
ओके सर, तो वेट करना ही बेटर रहेगा क्योंकि अभी
Yes,
तक
yes,
तो कोई रिट्रेसमेंट
definitely,
रिट्रेसमेंट
definitely.
है ही नहीं।
मैं इसलिए ग्रुप में ये वाला एक दिया भी था आप लोगों को. In the morning I shared an image ना. Is that image? ये वाला image. If you
या
see
ओके।
gold का CAGR over the last 10 years is 8%, even including the recent uptrend.
ये
So after this recent 3-4 years CAGR of 13-14%, expecting again a move of 10-15% in gold is difficult. It will either have to correct or consolidate again because it has given a move worth 2-3 years of its return already. And
ऑलरेडी
if it
है।
is not consolidating and still going up here, then there is something wrong with the economy for sure. That insiders know that something big is going to be screwed, and just because of that, they are holding gold. So, but gold as an investment avenue is always like not that return generating compared to equity and other assets. Gold is always has been an hedge. It's not an investment avenue. Like if all the other
तो
classes have run up so much that you are not comfortable investing in them, then gold is usually the place people park their money. And this up move that we have been seeing so far is central banks buying. They want to de-risk themselves against the US Treasuries. If you have seen, there is a report that I have studied for the past seven, for the past 16 to 18 months. All the big central banks, India, China, Russia, they have all reduced their US denominated treasury holdings.
ये
Basically, US used to issue those treasury bonds that the world over used to buy, and then using that money, they used to run their economy. Now, for the past 16 to 18 months, these three big central banks, Japan, China, India, and Russia, these four guys, they have stopped or reduced buying new US denominated bonds, and they have started moving towards gold. That is why all this move in gold.
ओके।
And to confirm this, there was a recent bond issuance by Fed in US in I think in last month or so, and there were no buyers for it. It had to prematurely stop the issue.
तो दैट माइट बी बिकॉज ऑफ टेंशन ऑल्सो ना, क्योंकि वो बहुत
Exactly.
ज्यादा ही प्रेशराइज कर।
Exactly. So you have money, you are not buying US Treasury bonds. So where else you will buy as a central bank? You cannot put it in your own currency because you want to hedge yourself against any global movement. So the only avenue left is gold. Previously, everybody used to think US is the safest currency haven. We'll park our money is US in US and come what may, that will save them. Central bank. Now, since their trust in US dollar has gone down after this tariffs and all that, so everybody is started moving to gold.
या तो अभी मतलब वो फोमो भी हो रहा है कि बाय कर लेना चाहिए और डर भी लग रहा है कि थोड़ा रिसर्च करेगा ये करेगा या
हाँ
फिर
सर, गोल्ड अगर आप बाई भी करोगे तो भी कितना रख लोगे सर आप? मतलब इट विल नॉट गो लाइक दिस फॉर एवर, नॉट पॉसिबल.
ये नहीं होगा।
There was a period of 8 to 9 years between 2015 to 2023 or somewhere where gold has given zero return. तो अगेन ऐसा कोई पीरियड में हम लोग फंस गए, then we'll not get anything. See, from 2018 to 2025, it is 8% CAGR. I think much below that, there is one period where I saw it was nothing almost. You see this? Had you bought at this particular peak, 2011 peak, till 2024, you have not made anything. And you see this rally that happened before this peak, the same rally is what we are seeing now. The moment you get an engulfing candle like this, that's it. We are trapped on monthly in gold. And once a typical cycle of gold is finished, next 4 5 years, it won't give you anything if you see this.
इवन सिल्वर का भी ऐसे ही हुआ था ना, मतलब बहुत ज्यादा ही हाइप हुआ था बीच में और वो गिर गया
सिल्वर
था।
सिल्वर वॉज हाइप बाई टू ब्रदर्स, हंट ब्रदर्स, आप लोगों में से किस्सा सुना होगा तो। दिस जो स्पाइक आया इन 80s, इट वाज बिकॉज ऑफ हंट ब्रदर्स, एंड दिस वाज अगेन अ शॉर्ट स्क्वीज. But silver ka technically there is still like a reasoning that it has just crossed all time high and it might probably go somewhat more before retracing. But gold का तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Gold ऐसे खुले आसमान में जा रहा है.
ये
But
कपर हैंडल
do
कंसिडर कर सकते थे।
you think silver can go up if gold is not going up, like it's falling and silver is going up?
Yes, silver is driven more by its usage. Of late, EV and all the other technologies around EVs, they involve a lot of silver usage.
So silver is still buy only basically.
Yeah, silver is still buying. Gold is predominantly being bought by central banks to hedge themselves against the weak US dollars. So वो वाला trade कब पलटेगा we don't know because that involves all the big parties.
इवन सिल्वर का जो बाइंग है वो फोम अभी हो रहा होगा क्योंकि लोगों को गोल्ड
Exactly.
नहीं बाय कर पा रहे।
Yes, yes, yes. Silver, this rally, most of it right now after this particular breakout is as a proxy to gold. जो लोग गोल्ड नहीं खरीद पाए और उनको कहीं से पैसा बनाना है वो सिल्वर पे ऊपर टूट पड़े, उसके लिए सिल्वर भाग रहा है. बट
Should we
सिल्वर
wait
का
for
वो
silver correction?
अभी करेक्शन तो हम लोग कुछ नहीं बोल सकते. इतने स्ट्रांग अप मूव में कौन प्रेडिक्ट कर सकता है करेक्शन कब आएगा.
Hmm.
तो
जब तक
शॉर्ट स्क्वीज ही है ना शायद सर ये
यस
नीचे वाला।
यस यस जब तक कैंडल पे कुछ सपोर्टिंग पैटर्न नहीं बनता है, देयर इज नो पॉइंट इन टॉकिंग अबाउट रिवर्सल और करेक्शन और एनीथिंग. बट एट दिस पॉइंट गोल्ड इज a strict no. Never. I will not buy gold at these zones. Even if it goes to 8,000, 9,000 also, I am fine with it, but I cannot buy after such a big move. No. From 2,000 to 4,250, it has doubled here. Gold doubling in an year. Thing like not too worth the number.
इवन कभी कभी लगता है कि ये जो अनसर्टेनिटी है मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ये इतना ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है
Exactly. जैसे ही
और
वो सेटल
बिग
डाउन हो
प्लेयर।
जाएगा, ये भी सेटल डाउन हो जाएगा.
अच्छा मतलब
एंड इवेंचुअली यूजुअली जब ऐसे बढ़ता है ना, गोल्ड कूल ऑफ तब होता है जब अदर एसेट्स एकदम सस्ते हो जाते हैं. Like if there is a crash in US market or the other big markets, what people will do is, since those valuations will seem so attractive compared to all other asset classes, they will remove gold and put it in other classes. ऐसे ही होगा. But इधर तो
बेसिकली उसमें ज्यादा रिटर्न मिल जाएगा ना,
एग्जैक्टली
मतलब ऊपर जाएगा।
यस. बट इधर अभी यहाँ खरीदना इज वेरी रिस्की. जाता है तो जाने दीजिए. वॉट एवर गोल्ड यू हैव उससे हम लोग खुश हो जाएंगे. बट I don't want to enter here and then it reverses and it keeps in that zone only for 4 5 years. तो पैसा फालतू में गया. Opportunity cost बहुत ज्यादा है at this point. No.
या इवन रिस्क रिवार्ड भी नहीं बैठेगा तो
हाँ
अगर
नहीं
तुम
बैठेगा,
उसे
नहीं
ज्यादा
बैठेगा. Yes,
देख।
yes. I mean, one of the surprise in this particular thing is our returns. I thought we had done particularly well in the last 4 5 years, but if you see the 5 year CAGR is only 8.7%. What is this?
वो एवरेज हाँ
8.7% CAGR, but it is in USD terms. I mean, since our currency has depreciated a lot against USD, so the CAGR has went down. I think INR terms, this will be a decent figure, probably 15 16% के आसपास होगा INR terms. This is USD terms, only from FIS perspective. So if you are an FII, And you are seeing our market is going, giving you only this much in USD terms, and Nasdaq, as S&P and gold are giving this much terms. Where will you put your money in? Obviously, in Nasdaq and gold, right? No risk, no regulatory concerns, similar sort of return or better return in case of Nasdaq and S&P. That is what is actually happening in our markets.
फ्यूचर का कैसे फ्यूचर इतना इतना ही लग रहा है तो यूएसडी में तो आएंगे ही नहीं ना, अट्रैक्ट नहीं होंगे।
Exactly. Why not, sir? I mean, if in USD terms we are only able to give them 8.7%, and this 8.7% between 2018 and 2015, these are all where tax-free returns. अभी तो उसके ऊपर टैक्स भी है.
अरे बाप रे।
पहले ये सब टाइम पे तो जीरो टैक्स है ना LTCG. It was not taxed. Now you have the 12.5% tax on LTCG. So if you are an FII watching this and you think कि वो 8% के ऊपर भी 10% मुझे टैक्स देना है, that means I am making only 7.2%. कौन आएगा इंडिया में फालतू में? आएगा तो भी इट विल बी फॉर ए शॉर्ट पीरियड. वो पैसा बनाओ 10-12% वाला मूव लेके, इसलिए चले जाओ.
तो एक ही मतलब कि अगर देना भी है उनको तो रुपये को स्ट्रॉन्ग करना पड़ेगा, वो तो मुझे दिख नहीं रहा है कहीं पे।
नहीं, रूपी नहीं स्ट्रॉन्ग कर सकते सर. एक एक on one way, on one side we are saying we need to increase our exports, and on the other side if we are saying if we want to strengthen our currency, तो नहीं हो पाएगा, या दोनों में से एक ही हो पाएगा. If you are strengthening your currency, exports will automatically get impacted, and if you are concentrating on exports, then you will have to allow the currency to depreciate against US dollar.
वो रिलेशन ऐसा है ना कि अगर तुम लोग रुपी स्ट्रॉन्ग कर रहे हो तो आपका प्रोडक्ट महंगा बिकेगा बाजार में, इसलिए
Exactly.
ये हो रहा
Exactly. If you are strengthening your rupee, exports will become expensive for foreign countries.
है।
इसके लिए तो चाइना जबरदस्ती उसके युआन को डिप्रिशिएट करते रहता है ना टाइम टू टाइम, सो दैट
वो
देयर करेंसीज, देयर प्रोडक्ट्स आर स्टिल चीपर कंपेयर्ड टू यूएस. देयर वाज अ बिग ह्यू एंड क्राई आई थिंक इन 2018 और 19. वो यूएस ने केस किया था चाइना के ऊपर दैट चाइना इज इंटेंशनली डिप्रिशिएटिंग इट्स करेंसी.
इवन
आई मीन
लास्ट ईयर भी बात हुआ था इस पे कि
यस,
मतलब ये चाइना का जो ये है, जब
यस,
वो ट्रेड वॉर स्टार्ट हो रहा था ना तभी वो कुछ तो बोल रहे थे।
यस. अगर
आई हैव रीड अबाउट
if
इट।
fair market is used to determine the currency relation between US and China, China's currency should have been much stronger than US, because China holds almost half of US treasury holdings. They are their GDP is in surplus. They are always producing and exporting goods. So ideally, their currency should have been stronger than US. But because China has kept their currency in check, increasing foreign holdings and all that, US dollar has been stronger yet.
ये थोड़ा गलत ही पीरियड चल रहा है शायद से अभी।
Yes. Yes. Okay. So let's come back to this. Anybody else who wants to ask anything, or shall we close it here?
Sir, I wanted your suggestion on any price action book, really advanced price action. Well,
सर
I know basic price action, but
सर
like
मैंने प्राइस
whatever.
एक्शन के लिए आज तक कभी कोई बुक से पढ़ा नहीं. इट्स ऑल व्हाट आई सी ऑन चार्ट्स. पता करने की कोशिश करता हूँ.
Okay.
इफ इट ऑल आई गेट एनी बुक आई विल टेल यू, बट practically I mean I have only read those varsity books in Zerodha. Apart from that I have not read anything outside of it. One that I have read is those Market Wizards book by Schwager. उसके अलावा तो कुछ नहीं.
Market related book, right?
Schwager, John D. Schwager. It's basically
Okay.
a series of interviews of top traders, like how they think and what they think.
Okay.
Technical books I have only read from Zerodha Varsity, वो free वाले जो मिलते हैं.
Okay.
Okay, then shall we close it here?
आई थिंक
Yeah.
दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड।
Okay, sir. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. Let's meet again next
हैप्पी
week.
दिवाली सर।
Thank
Happy
you. Happy
Diwali.
Diwali.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Happy Diwali. Happy Diwali,
Happy
everyone.
Diwali to all. Thank
Happy
you.
Diwali. Thank you. Bye, bye.